It's your girl, Lady. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. And if you're already a part of the Life family, hey y'all.
Before I forget, you know what to do. You got it.
I know I've been away. We already know what's going on. I update you in just about every video in reference to just my life and health and everything else. So we ain't even gonna go into that. What we are gonna go into is the new, or I guess you can say really old, new thing that's come back up. And we all know I live up under a rock. Unless somebody show me something or tell me something, I don't be with it. I don't be on it. Yet this was something that I just was like, no. What I'm talking about? I'm talking about what my title is, Transableism. And don't get it twisted. I support individuals whom are of the trans movement and all the LGBTQ plus community. I have no qualms or problems with. And I feel, yet feelings are not facts, and we all know this, that everyone is entitled to their opinion, as well as I choose to treat everyone with respect, no matter what the worldview is. And so this one was difficult as far as for me to not accept, yet understand the reasoning behind it. So I don't know if you have seen individuals more pop up, speaking of being a part of the quote unquote handicappable, is what I call it. Disabled population is what society sees us as, individuals who have disabilities. And these transgender individuals who, feel, again, feelings are not facts.
We're going to jump into our sponsor, which is your girl. If you are looking for someone to help you in business, help you in life, I'm it. Definitely go to allinallitslife.com and sign up today and get your merch. I know I have. Back to the video.
That they should have been born or should be seen as, one way or another. So what caught my attention was me speaking about this to my children. So everybody knows I have 18 and 19-year-olds. We went to eat breakfast and I brought up the conversation as there was an individual that I seen a video of, and I don't know the gentleman's name. However, his channel is called The Story Box, and I do like his the things that he discusses on his channel. His view and my view are different, and I respect his view. However, this was something that I seen where he put up a transableist individual who felt like they should have been born blind, so they blinded themselves. That's pretty much the gist of it. And from what I understand, before they blinded themselves, felt that they were a part of the blind community, and decided to make sure they were a part of that blind community by blinding themselves. And that's just what I got from his video. That was the gist of it. Not going into the politics or what he felt or what he sees or whatever. That's just, the gist of what I got from the video. And that transgender individual is not the only one. There's other, people who society sees as them mutilating themselves or hurting themselves to, be a part of the disabled community. And again, not getting into the politics, because that's not what we're here for. And I can't say what you're here for, but what I'm here for is, like I said, it was difficult for me to wrap my head around it. I accept it. It was just difficult for me to wrap my head around why do it. And I say this because I am disabled. I am a part of the disabled community. And I'm thankful for my life. I'm thankful for my family and things of that nature. However, if I was able to wake up tomorrow and not be disabled, I would not be. And so for me, it's difficult for me to wrap my head around it. And I am getting a little emotional only because of all the things that I think about, I go through. And I think about a person who is able-bodied and healthy, who does not have to go through these things, who has woken up and chosen to cause themselves some type of harm and go through these things. And I'm not saying it's a delusion, it's a sickness, it's an illness. Everyone is entitled to feel and be identified however they choose. I identify myself as a trillionaire. There's not trillions in my bank account. So, to each his own. Yeah, I'm not gonna let anybody tell me that I'm not worth, what someone who does have trillions of dollars in their bank account. So that's just where I'm at. I do not feel like I have to be boxed in because that's what society views. Um, what amount, if I have thousands in my bank account, I'm a thousandaire. You know what I'm saying? So that is why I say that. And I feel as if individuals who are of the trans community, of the disabled community, whatever community they are a part of, that is the community they choose to be recognized as a part of. And it should be really no argument about that. Yet for me, it's just no way I could see me waking up and causing harm to myself because I identify in such a mannerism that I don't feel others would see me as unless I harm myself, if that made sense. And I know it's a lot, so I know it's gonna go over a lot of people's heads. And like I said, no disrespect to anyone. For me, I would have hoped that these individuals could still support and still, in namesake, choose to say I identify as this, and we just accept them as they are, yet not having to harm themselves. And I feel that because the pushback that people give, they don't realize that they're pushing back against a human being who is willing to go to whatever ends to justify their means. Meaning that if a person says they feel like, they're skinny, yet society may see you as obese, yet you're only, let's say, 186 pounds, but for your height and weight, society sees you as obese and you see yourself as skinny. In my opinion, why can't we just accept that person as what they view themselves as? Why is it such an argument? Why is it always giving attention and validation to the things that you say that don't concern you? And so when I was, like I said, speaking to my children, my son was like, Mom, I said this to you months ago, even last year or something. And I'm like, well, I don't, like, we have conversations, yet I don't tune into what is not causing myself and my children harm, or is not educational for them to learn and understand. And we have different debates about all kinds of things. This particular conversation, I do not remember. And in my mind, I was thinking, no, just not foreseeing individuals out here having to go to whatever ends to justify their means because of the pushback from the world. And I feel like, us as human beings, point blank period, why can't we just love on each other and tell people, I see you as you want me to say that you see yourself. However, even if I don't agree with you, how is it harming you to see a person as they say they see themselves? Like, so here's a argument or pushback. I am a individual who sees themselves as a woman, point blank period. So I did a video, and I think it was just like a little rant or whatever, where I was talking about like, or a podcast, and I was not familiar with the terminology cis woman. I wasn't, the terminology birthing person or chest feeder or I think they said fish, because of our menstrual, a woman's menstrual cycle, per, all these different terminologies. And again, I don't tune into a lot of things that, for me, honestly, I don't really feel like there's a conversation to be had. And that's just where I'm at. And so, like I said, my best friend brought this stuff to my attention. I was like, what? I ain't seen that. I ain't know nothing about it. And she was like, yeah, it's a whole big thing is going on, whatever. So in my mind, if I meet someone and they come up to me and they say, hey, my name is Lisa and my pronouns are they, them, right? I'm going to acknowledge the information they've given me, and I'm going to call them Lisa because that's what they stated to me as their name, how they want me, to call them. So if they say this is lady and she is my cisgender friend, or she's a cis woman, I would stop them and politely say, I wish to be identified as a woman. No cis, just woman. And I would expect nothing, because I can't expect me from other people. So it's up to them to choose to identify me as I say I identify me. Same as it's up to me to identify them as they say that they see themselves or they identify themselves. And to me, that's the beginning and the middle and the end of the argument. There's nothing else to say. Now, if they make that choice not to see me the way that I identify myself, then that's the end of the conversation. Deuces. I don't need to get validation from you to know how I choose to identify who I am. And in my mind, that is what I'm seeing a lot of conversation about from transgender women. That's their terminology. They don't want to be seen as, from what I understand, transgender women. They just want to be seen as women. How is it harming you to just not see them as that? And if you don't want to, that's great. And if you do, that's great. Again, I'm not here to debate the argument. I'm just stating that you give what you get and you get what you give. And all of this conversation around the topic, in my opinion, is not helping either side. It's just making them further and further apart. No matter how you choose to view a person, it should not ever undermine how a person chooses to view themselves, because they live it. And so that takes me back to my initial point. I live being disabled every day. I don't choose to identify as it. I am a person that lives with a disability. So, like I said, I'm not able to wrap my head around why somebody would wake up and choose this. Just with all of the things that you go through being disabled. Not even looking at how society views you, stereotypes or whatever. It's just the daily life in, life out that you have to deal with. And so I can't seem to grasp the logic. I accept it, yet just for me personally, I wouldn't choose this ever. I've not talked to anybody or met anybody else who has, chosen to identify this way or have had some type of situation occur, whether it was them doing it to themselves or somebody else did it to them to then be a part of this community. So I so I won't be able to discuss what they're thinking or what they're going through. However, if anybody knows anyone out there who can kind of reach out and wants to kind of have a discussion about it, I'm here for it. And so that's just pretty much what I wanted to get out, because at the end of the day, it's new to me. It's very, very new. And we just have to learn, or choose to learn, I should say, how to respect one another. And what is for you, and what is not is not. So that's all I have for you today, and I'll catch you in the next one.